My name is Adunni Adeyemi, and this story I am about to tell is not one I am proud of. It is a story soaked in regret, tears, and a pain that will follow me to my grave. If I had known, maybe I would have walked away when it all started. Maybe, just maybe. But life is not made of maybes. Life is made of choices. And on that hot Saturday afternoon in Abeokuta, I made the worst choice of my life. It all started with my marriage to Femi Adeyemi, the man I thought was my Prince Charming. I was born and raised in a small village called Igbogila in Ogun State. My father, Baba Loti, was a cocoa farmer, and my mother, Aya Sod, sold vegetables in the market. Life was simple, not perfect, but sweet. When Femi came into my life, I was just 22. He was handsome, tall, with a smile that could melt iron. He had come from Lagos to visit his uncle and had met me at the village stream where I was washing clothes. From that day, he chased me like a bee chasing nectar. My parents were proud when Femi asked for my hand in marriage. He was a Lagos big boy, they said. I was the envy of every girl in our village. After our traditional wedding, Femi took me to Lagos, to his family house in Ajij. That was when my real trouble began, and her name was Mama Femi. Mama Femi hated me from the first day she set her eyes on me. This one that doesn't even have flesh on her body. Nor so bone, she hissed loudly as I entered the house. She would insult me in front of visitors, accuse me of being lazy, of using village juju to tie her son down. No matter what I did, it was never enough. I woke up at 4 a.m. to sweep the house, wash clothes, cook, and clean. Still, she found fault. Adunni, the pepper in this soup is not enough. Are you trying to kill me with bland food? Adunni, why is the toilet not sparkling like a diamond? Even Femi, my husband, who once swore to love me till death, started to join his mother in making my life miserable. He became a stranger, a shadow of the man I fell in love with. I cried every night into my pillow, wishing for a miracle. But none came. Then one day, something inside me snapped. The idea started small, like a mosquito buzzing in my ear. Just scare her, I told myself. Let her fall sick small. Maybe then she will leave you alone. But anger is a dangerous thing. It does not listen to reason. It does not know small or big. On that fateful Saturday, Mama Femi demanded that I cook amala and udu soup for her. I was pounding the yam flour, my hands sweating, when I noticed the bottle of insecticide under the kitchen sink. It was old, dusty, almost forgotten. My hands moved before my brain could stop them. I poured a few drops, just a few, into the udu pot. My heart hammered in my chest. I prayed and prayed as I stirred the soup. Maybe nothing would happen. Maybe God would understand that I was just tired of suffering. When Mama Femi sat down to eat, I stood by the kitchen door, peeking through the crack, my stomach tied in knots. She took one swallow of amala, dipped it into the udu, and ate. She frowned. My heart jumped. She took another swallow. Sweat poured down my back. Adunni, she shouted. This soup tastes funny. Come here. I came running, wiping my hands on my wrapper. Yes, Ma. I asked, pretending innocence. She looked at me suspiciously but continued eating. Minutes later, as she leaned back in her chair, her eyes rolled back. She clutched her chest and gasped for air. Jesus! Blood of God! I screamed, running towards her. But it was too late. Mama Femi slumped onto the floor, foam coming out of her mouth. The whole house erupted into chaos. Neighbors rushed in. Someone called the police. Someone else called Femi. I sat there, frozen, as the world crumbled around me. In the middle of the madness, one of the neighbors, Baba Ibeji, who always had a dry sense of humor, shook his head and said, "Oh, women of nowadays. If your mother-in-law is troubling you, just send her to her village, not heaven. Some people laughed nervously, others hissed. But me, I couldn't even breathe. The police came and arrested me. In the station, under the harsh fluorescent light, I confessed everything. I cried, I begged. I explained that I didn't mean to kill her, just to scare her. But the law does not care about I didn't mean to. A life was lost. A soul was gone. Femi, the man I loved, stood there and looked at me like I was filth. His eyes full of hate. You have destroyed my life, Adunni, he spat. On the day of the court judgment, the judge, an old woman with glasses perched on her nose, looked at me with pity. You are sentenced to life imprisonment, she said. The gavel banged, sealing my fate. As I sit here now, inside a grey prison cell in Kirikiri Maximum Security Prison, I think of all the choices that brought me here. Sometimes, I dream of my village, of the sweet-smelling cocoa trees, of my mother's laughter. I dream of a life that could have been if only I had walked away instead of letting anger control me. The other inmates call me Mama Amala. It is a cruel joke. But I laugh with them because what else can I do? If there is anything my story should teach you, it is this: anger is like fire. Once it starts, it does not care who it burns. If you are ever pushed to the wall, do not let anger rule your hands. Walk away. Cry if you must. Scream into your pillow. Pray. Beg. But do not destroy yourself in the process of trying to hurt another. Because in the end, you might find that the only life you ruined was your own. I am Adunni Adeyemi, and this is my story. May God have mercy on my soul.